Well, our first guest this morning, and he was pretty busy over the weekend. I imagine he's pretty busy now. Political scientist Bryce Edwards from the Democracy Project at Victoria University of Wellington. Bryce, we haven't talked since the election. Were you stunned, shocked, or bemused?
I think I was all of those things, actually. I mean, we knew the basic outcome already, but the magnitude of Labor's defeat was quite stunning, and just some of those electorates falling, especially in Auckland, were just totally unexpected, and they just were the icing on the cake, really, for those that wanted to punish a Labor government. And that's what this election was about, I think, punishing Labor. I don't think, there was as many people voting because they truly... Yeah, they didn't win it. No, Labor lost it. It was a landslide.
Yeah. I was looking at some results. Auckland Central was really interesting. There must have been a lot of people who were voting National on the party list, right, but were voting Chloe Schwabrick as the MP. Amazing vote splitting. I know someone in Rongotai, where I live, who voted Julianne Jetta but gave National their party vote. So the two-vote system was used to send some pretty strong messages in various parts of the country.
It was. So, and that's a good thing. I mean, people intelligently didn't, just stick to their tribal options. They did a bit of a protest vote, perhaps, and fair enough too. Why not?
Simeon Brown and Erica Stanford, the two most successful candidates. But in a moment, or just a little later in the program, we're talking to Greg O'Connor and Oharia, who bucked the trend. And he was the guy that said before the election that Labor were going to lose. What do you think gave him the edge, Bryce?
People like outsiders. They like politicians that don't seem to be yes men, yes women. And, I think the voters of his electorate see him as someone that is a bit more independent of the party whip, who's willing to say it as he sees it. I think that serves him quite well.
Any other losses that surprised you? I've got to say, I always thought Damien O'Connor was to the right of the Labor Party and very well liked in his West Coast electorate, but he's gone. The tide has washed him out.
It was just the tide, because I don't think Maureen Pugh really is an impressive campaigner, and so I don't think. I just don't believe that she won it on her own personal charisma and talents. People just on the West Coast hated Labor. This is the birthplace of Labor, and they punished their own party. But the one that really shocked me was Nanaia Mahuta losing in Hauraki, Waikato. No one really saw that coming. We did see a poll that showed the Māori Party candidate doing quite well, but geez, to have the Minister of Foreign Affairs, the leader of the Māori caucus essentially, be turfed out by Māoridom is quite astounding, and we're going to have to understand that, I think, because the race dynamic, the ethnicity dynamic was pretty big in this election, and even Māori weren't really satisfied with what Labor had done and turned to Te Pāti Māori.
Yeah, I think that is one of the big changes, is the makeup of representation in the Māori electorates, and it looks to me like that hegemony, I guess, that Labor had is over.
Yeah, we've been talking about this before, haven't we? Back in 1993, you had Tauhenere win Northern Māori, as it was called then, for New Zealand First. And then in 1996, the first MMP election, you had a clean sweep by New Zealand First of the Māori electorates. And they lost them again to the Māori Party, and then they swung back to Labor, and they keep on swinging. Much more volatile than the general electorates.
Yeah. And is it healthy, though, Bryce? Because the Māori Party is essentially a sovereignty party. It is campaigning for a separatist system of government. It doesn't want to be inside the tent. it wants to build a new tent, which excludes Pākehā from it.
Yeah, I mean, I personally don't think Te Pāti Māori are entirely clear about what they want. What you're just saying is an element of what they want, but they have some very mixed messages. And so, in some ways, in this election campaign, they've campaigned just as a more radical version of the Labour Party. And they didn't just talk about those kind of separatist, treatyist things. They did talk about inequality and wealth taxes, and I think even a lot of left-wing working class Māori were attracted to that, that weren't interested in the separatist stuff. They also wanted to protest against Labour for not delivering for them.